Hello, what is up everybody? My name is Blossoms and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. And today we're basically going to be discussing crowning characters. For those of you who don't know, when Kazuha came out, I mentioned that I was likely going to be double crowning him or, crowning him. And I hadn't crowned a single character in the game. I have been playing since launch, since the game came out, and I haven't crowned a single character up until now. I have finally gone and actually double crowned Kazuha using my first two crowns on Kazuha just because I actually enjoy his kit so much. The only other character I've even gotten to the final ascension here is Zhao, and the main character just because the main character was free and it was very easy to get him to this last ascension. But yeah, for the most part, only Zhao, my basically second favorite DPS character, or just second favorite character in general, was the only one who even got close. And even then, I didn't crown him. I got him up until the final point of crowning. But then Kazuha really tipped me over the edge and I decided to crown him. And today we're basically going to be discussing if I think it was worth it or not. Not only is this going to be a discussion of me talking about whether crowning or not was worth it, it's also going to be just kind of showing off a little bit on my Kazuha. You'll see I have 1900 attack, but that's because I have double pyro resonance right now, which is actually really nice on him because if you're like me and you are running kind of the whole attack or the elemental mastery and then animo damage bonus and no attack percent, getting that extra 25% from the pyro resonance is really nice and helps him out a ton. Without it, he's actually only at like 1600 attack, so getting him at 1900 is really nice. And then I also get to keep that nice elemental mastery of 407. Of course, I'm using things like the primordial jade cutter. He's the reason I got this thing all the way to level 90. And I've got to say, I'm very happy with it. I've been enjoying his kit. Basically, since he's come out, I haven't taken him off of my team. I've just actually enjoyed him that much. If I could get his levels past 10, I probably would be. I plan to even continue leveling up his normal attacks here, even though they're basically not all that great on him. The plunge attack actually does matter for Chihayaburu, for those of you who don't know. But like this doesn't really matter all that much. I just need more of the boss materials, and that's why it was taking me so long to get these to level 10, by the way, is I just could not get the weekly boss materials, and that was the biggest holdup. That is definitely what is going to take you the longest on crowning a character, is getting those weekly boss mats. I had the books basically since when he came out. I basically had all the books I needed. I just really needed the boss mats, and you just have to get lucky on those or get some dream solvent from some of the other weekly bosses and really hope you just get lucky. That's basically all it was, and that's why it took me so long to basically make this video, because when he came out, I was going to make this the week after when I actually finished leveling him up and everything, but I just couldn't get those weekly boss mats. And not to mention, getting these things to level 10 is very expensive. It costs a lot of mora and a lot of materials. It is not a joke. It is a very serious investment, but I've got to say, I think it's pretty worth it. I don't think it's the most worth it. I think it is far more worth it to get everything to level 9, because that is still very good. Your percentages are still going to be really good, etc. But level 10 is, of course, more, and the increase to level 10 is no joke, but you kind of are fine at stopping at 9. The only thing is it's basically just a win more or guarantee you're dealing that extra damage when you actually get it to level 10, but you could be using those mats on other characters to develop other characters. So I would really only do it if you absolutely love the way the character plays, like I did. As I said, I've been playing the game since launch. I've gotten every character to Ascension 4 just because I'd like to do team comps, and that's what I really enjoy in the game. And I was holding off on really ascending anybody or getting their crowns or anything, just because of the fact that I could be using those mats on other characters for really cool team compositions. And Kazuha, it basically took them almost a year to get me to spend one of my crowns on a character, and I think that's probably how a lot of people should be doing it. Of course, you can focus on a core team. If you absolutely love a team and that's all you want to play, crown all of them for all I care. But if you're like me and you really like to experiment with team comps, then of course you might want to hold off a little bit, because this is a very expensive investment. even though I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty worth it, but as I said, I think level 9 is a really good stopping place, even if you really do enjoy the character, because level 10 is going to take a lot of math. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. This one's just going to be a short one, me talking about if I think double crowning was actually worth it. We'll go ahead and we'll mess around with some bosses or something, just because we'll go ahead and go to Magu Kenki. I need to farm him out for Sayu coming up anyway. So we'll go ahead and just kind of like showcase him there a little bit in, you know, an environment so you can see a double crown Kazuha, what he does. We'll go to Child as well and you know, damage test on him. Actually, let's go to Child. I haven't done the weekly boss yet. We're doing it live, by the way. And so yeah, we'll just go to Child. I'll show you guys just the kind of damage my Kazuha can output, and then you can kind of see for yourself. Maybe you're at you know, level 8 talents on your Kazuha, and now you can compare a pretty darn invested Kazuha to yours. And just a review of all my stats, I have 86% crit rate, 136% crit damage. Definitely need more crit damage there. And 61% animo damage bonus, just for, you know, those of you who are curious. And I don't have a shield, so I actually have to be pretty careful here. So I do about 12k there. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get a Bennett Q here, and we'll use our Q. And of course, he left the circle. He's laughing at me too. The audacity. But you see those E-skills are definitely no joke. And when you start swirling stuff, it's just absolutely ridiculous. You see the huge chunks of health we are taking out. Like, you see, that's a pretty good portion of his health for just doing his E-skill. I really want to show off the Q skill here, so we're definitely going to do that. I'm feeling lazy today, so I'm not going to edit a bunch of stuff for this particular one. And that should bring us to the cutscene. I think that'll also give us our Q here. Oh, we're so close. See if we can get Tartaglia to generate some energy for us. And that'll bring us there. Go ahead and get Gilba going. And we'll show off that Q. 17k, doing the 12ks there. And there's a good damage representation for you of, you know, a fully invested Kazuha. And you can see he deals tons of damage as a sub DPS. That's kind of insane. We weren't even using like a main DPS or anything, and Kazuha was basically able to handle that with his E skill alone. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys how good he is. He's so good. I absolutely love his kid, and I wanted to talk about double crowning characters as I had finally done it. You know, I've been holding off for so long. Other characters that I love, even like Child and Zhao, I hadn't crowned, and since I had finally done it, I figured I'd talk about whether I thought it was worth it or not. It took me a long time to grind out those maths. I cannot stress that enough. But overall, since it's for probably my favorite character in the game right now, I think it was definitely worth it. Will I do it on other characters, really? No, not so much. Especially if they're like a sub DPS or something, I'm probably not going to be crowning those characters. If it's a main DPS I really like, then maybe I'll do it. Like, I plan to kind of get Zhao up there in the future as well. Just not at this moment. I've been having too much fun with Kazuha, and Zhao might have been shafted just because Kazuha came out, and Kazuha, you know, his E-skill is just way more fun than Zhao's and whatnot. So that's kind of how that worked out. But yeah, I know I just kind of rambled in this one talking about double crowning and whatnot, but I wanted to give my opinions to you guys, let you guys know my thoughts on double crowning and whether or not I think you should do it. And if you really love the character like I did on Kazuha, then go ahead and do it. But otherwise, I think it's a little bit better to invest in some other characters. But anyway, that's going to be it for the video from me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.